5 lies men tell women and why. Men lie to women. Women lie to men. Generally speaking, men and women these days tend to talk past one another without saying much that is substantial or truthful. Here are 5 lies that men tell women and why. Lie number 1. All of the extra accessories make you look more glamorous. All right. So let's say you're an average woman of average looks with an average body shape. On a scale of 1 to 10, fresh face out of the shower, you rank a 5. That means you're like most women. But of course, like most women, you want to be thought of as a 10. So you accessorize. You change your hair color to something eye-catching and unnatural. You put on clothes that accentuate your good points like boobs and butt, while removing attention from fat arms and love handles and thunder thighs and cankles. You master the art of makeup contouring. Do your best smoky eye. Add some facial piercings, numerous ear piercings, body piercings in strategic places. And of course, Freddy Krueger-sized fingernails that are manicured perfectly. Now men will think of you as a 10, right? Wrong. What they think of all your accessories is that you look bangable. Nothing more. Men are problem solvers, and one of their first priorities that their own biology instills in them is, how do I get sex? And they search for the path of least resistance when seeking to solve this problem. If you're in a nightclub, drink in hand, lots of cleavage showing, hint of a tramp stamp visible, made up in such an unnatural way, he will think of you as easy prey. Does this mean you are easy? Not necessarily, but listen, if you wear the uniform, he'll gladly give you the label. When it turns out he's wrong about you, he becomes confused and generally just moves on so as not to waste any more of his own time. If men were to tell you the truth, it would sound something like this. There's nothing wrong with highlighting your attributes by a bit of makeup or removing your gray hair when you're older. However, if you want a man to take you seriously, he needs to have some idea of what you actually look like, not this illusion you're displaying. He thinks of your over-the-top piercings, tattoos, unnatural hair color as cries for attention that women with healthy self-esteem don't need to engage in. He sees your Freddy Krueger-sized nails not as glamorous, but as gross, because he can't imagine that you can get any work done. And he wonders how much time you spend cleaning the crap out from under them after you wipe your own ass. That's what he really thinks. Sorry. Lie number 2. Any single hetero man that tells you he's fine being your friend is probably lying. There is very little benefit for a man to have a female friend. If he needs help moving, fixing something, or maybe he needs money, his first instinct is never to ask a woman. If he needs relationship advice, the worst place in the world he could ask for it is from his female friends. They have no frame of reference, and as is readily evident in today's culture, has no idea how a man really thinks anyway. No, any single hetero man that you consider a friend is probably thinking he can good guy his way into your heart and into your pants. Some guys are so thirsty they'll take any female attention they can get, but the truth is, he probably doesn't want to be just your friend. Lie number 3. Men that tell you your weight doesn't matter to them are lying. First of all, it isn't healthy to be obese, which is what most American females are nowadays. And any man that cares about you wants you healthy. But if he isn't a very high-value man and has a fear of losing you to other men, he might encourage you to stay overweight to cut down on the competition. While you, as an overweight female, may think your man likes you because of your extra curves, the truth could really be that he approached you because he thought of you as someone who wouldn't attract a great deal of male attention, and he wouldn't have to compete in future situations. Lie number 4. This is about cougars. I know that the young guy told you all about how he prefers older women who has her crap together, who has experienced life, and who isn't as whiny and clingy as the ladies his own age. But he's lying. Over-the-hill women hooking up with men less than half their age feel so empowered, invigorated, and validated to know that they can still get a young guy to pay them attention. This is a very stupid delusion with ugly consequences for the cougar when she finally is faced with the truth. You see, something that any woman over the age of 15 should be fully aware of is that getting sexual attention from a man is as easy as showing up. Feeling validated because a young man hit on a woman twice his age is idiotic and short-sighted. While the cougar may think she can compete with women in her 20s because the young guy chose her, she is wrong. How he really sees the cougar is low-hanging fruit, or easy pickings, that he won't have to put a lot of time or effort into in order to get his payoff. He also knows that since you're older and more experienced, you'll probably do the real freaky stuff that he's been fantasizing about. He also figures that you'll be so happy to snag a young guy like him that you'll overlook the fact that he doesn't care at all about your level of sexual satisfaction or pleasure, and he will not take you seriously. Why should he? The aftermath of being a cougar is that when you finally decide to try to date a man that is more age appropriate, you'll find that man will not take you seriously either. The last thing that a 50 or 60 or 70-year-old man wants to do is to compete with a 20-something-year-old to get a woman's attention, and it doesn't make any difference how confident this man may be. A valuable man in this age range usually worked his whole life to achieve a level of respect that he wants to maintain. The quickest way for him to lose this level of respect from other men is to find out that he is in a serious relationship with a woman who used to bang men younger than his nephews. Now, if you're still good looking enough, he may want to bang you too, but chances are he won't ever take you seriously. And finally, lie number 5. No matter what a man tells you, your past matters. It is said that women care about a man's future and men care about a woman's past, and that is usually true. Men are the ones who set female sexual market value, and at the top of this, you will usually find that a virgin ranks highest. There's a reason that back when men were offering sacrifices to the gods, they usually chose virgins. That's because a virgin was the most valuable thing a man can even imagine, and the truth is, we haven't changed that much. Of course, it isn't politically correct to tell modern women this because it triggers them into fits. Since women now are led to believe that they really don't need a man, they make their own money, and they can get all the male attention they want on social media, they think they can behave like men too. You see, men that have sex with many women are considered studs, while women who sleep with a lot of guys are just considered sluts. The problem women seem to miss is that men and women are not equal. We have relatively equal rights as people, but biologically, we're not the same. The major difference in this category is that it is easy for women to get sex, but not so easy for a man to get it. 90% of most guys these days are relatively invisible to most women. Men hear all of the requirements that even marginally attractive women have. As in, a man that she would be interested in has to be at least 6 foot tall, have 6-pack abs, make 6 figures a year. And while they're young, they can have plenty of these Chad types. The problem is that these Chads, well, they never seem to put a ring on their finger. And eventually, when the wall approaches, she decides to lower her standards. What she doesn't seem to consider is that this more average Joe that she settled for knows that she settled for him too. And therein lies the problem with modern relationships. Let's say, for instance, that this average Joe is 5 foot 7 inches tall, makes around $60,000 a year, and lives in a modest home. Do you think that when he hears about your ex-lawyer, your ex-doctor, your ex-business owner, and sees your old social media pics of the expensive dinners, your ex's $150,000 car, an upscale apartment or mansion, he isn't going to know that you settled for him out of desperation? He also can assume that because of your past, there isn't much he can do to earn your respect in or out of the bedroom. Again, he may have sex with you, But it isn't likely that this guy will take you seriously unless he is so thirsty he can't even think straight, or he's just plain stupid. Listen, you're going to be lied to. Understanding why someone is lying to you is key in understanding what steps to take. Create a game plan for yourself and proceed with life. Don't get too butthurt over it. Be well and survive.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and share. Comments and suggestions are always welcome.